And welcome back to Stock Markets with KR. You are and KR here on the Bazaar Ki Baatein. Welcome, KR.
Hello, yes.
I hope कि by now Diwali and the new Samvat year celebrations would have been concluded. But anyway, if you have not watched our earlier videos, here is wishing you a very belated happy Diwali and new prosperous new Samvat year. And let's get going as far as the Bazaar Ki Baatein is concerned. So over to you, KR, for
Yes,
your
so
chart analysis.
yeah, looks good. I was actually just looking at the chart अभी बस ये recording के preparation में UR and KR were both waiting for each other. So during that time, I was just looking at the chart and I saw this. I don't know why, my eye didn't go here before. पर ये वाला जो level है, this is the previous level before 18,000 was hit that we saw this peak being here. And after that we can see कि actually थोड़ा नीचे आया था 3% के just कम. So this level right here is what appears to be once again, becoming a resistance. I don't want to mark it because मेरे और भी सारे drawings है तो वो फिर से आ जाएंगे. But we can see this zone here itself. So this resistance was there first, then it broke, became a support. Roughly we can see the lows over here वही level के आसपास थे. फिर थोड़ा उसको ब्रेक डाउन दिया और ब्रेक डाउन के बाद फिर से शायद रेजिस्टेंस बन रहा है यहाँ पे स्पेशली इफ वी लुक एट द लाइन चार्ट क्या दिखाता है कि which level is being held or not being held on a closing basis. We can see on a closing basis roughly this level is being challenged here. तो वो मैं देख रहा हूं अभी कि वेदर दिस लेवल इज हेल्ड. अगर होता है अच्छे से सो प्रॉब्ली अराउंड 960 और सो इफ इट्स एबल टू क्लियर देन आई थिंक इट्स अ गुड साइन. बट अगर 960 क्लियर नहीं होता एंड इट कंटिन्यूज मेकिंग अनदर लो बिकॉज वी कैन सी इट्स अ लोअर लो एंड अ लोअर हाई. If that continues to happen and if it breaks the 50 moving average, then शायद थोड़ा सा deeper sign of worry हो सकता है.
अ, काफी लोग सोच रहे हैं कि ये अभी स्मार्ट फेलो 960 बोल रहा है बिकॉज निफ्टी एसजीएक्स निफ्टी इज अबाउट 17960. सो इज ही लुकिंग एट एसजीएक्स निफ्टी एंड देन टेलिंग द नंबर्स?
No,
पीपल
I
आर आस्क वांटिंग टू आस्क बट बहुत हेजिटेट होते हैं हमारे
no.
व्यूअर्स.
I generally don't look at global markets that often. जब भी global markets देखता हूँ, it is there in the video, it is there in the recording. उसके बाहर I don't look at global markets and all that much unless I have some position and unless I feel कि अच्छा देखना पड़ेगा अभी market is a little indecisive, then only. Otherwise 960 level also I'll tell you मैंने कैसे देखा, मैंने कैसे सोचा. यहाँ पे अगर हम लोग हाई के आसपास देखते हैं then we can see the high right around here is 17,960. That is how I'm seeing it. The previous swing high that we saw here is 960. वरना ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं बाजू के टैब पे या फोन पे नया विंडो खोल के SGX निफ्टी देख रहा हूँ और वो ज्ञान दे रहा हूँ आप लोग को.
करेक्ट. That is correct. Okay, from my point of view, Nifty range for the week was 17,697 was the low for the week, and 18,012 was the high for the week. And मेरे हिसाब से some mathematician is actually driving this market or managing the market. Driving is not the right word because if you see, you need to see the previous videos, but I will because there also I have mentioned about this in the insights. But today what we will talk about is कि जो थर्सडे का रादर वेडनेसडे 3 नवंबर का जो ओपन था दैट वाज 17947. And Friday's sorry, the Diwali Muhurat trading high was 17947. So clearly, there is somebody who doesn't want Nifty to go above 17947 also or touch 948. Somebody is playing with the numbers there. I don't know whether heavy OI is there at 17950, but why KR also mentioned as 17960 is because of this as well. Now, I have not talked to him about this. I did not know that he is going to talk about this point. Neither did he know that this is going to be my observation. But this is the fact. अगर आपको ये जानना है तो तो या तो आप मेरा वीडियो देखते रहें हमारा, or you can keep tracking OHLC, because this is going to give you a powerful idea and some sort of feel about the market. This is something which is very simple, easy to get, but very powerful. एंड नोबडी विल टेल यू, आप लोग इंडिकेटर और ये सब के पीछे चढ़े चले जाओगे, लेकिन जो बेसिक इन्फॉर्मेशन है वो अगर आपको पता नहीं होगी तो आपको मार्केट में क्या हो रहा है वो शायद समझ में ना भी आए. दिस इज माय व्यू. एंड व्हाट अबाउट यू, के आर?
Yeah, so as the saying goes, KISS, keep it simple, silly. So simple rakho, no need to crowd your screen with indicators or even lines. See, I'll make a hypocritical statement here because if I enable my drawings, you can see all sorts of weirds. It's like a थर्ड स्टैंडर्ड वो थर्ड ग्रेडर होते हैं ना स्कूल के, उसकी नोटबुक जो रहती है वैसा दिखेगा आपको. But that is that for a reason I keep them hidden when I want to check these things, because sometimes सिर्फ ये चाहिए और इससे भी अगर सिंपल चाहिए इसलिए मैं लाइन देखता हूँ. इससे भी सिंपल और कुछ नहीं हो सकता. So sometimes simplicity can tell you leaps and bounds more than the most complex and complex of indicators.
करेक्ट. ओके, सो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू बैंक निफ्टी नाउ.
Yeah, बैंक निफ्टी है ये. This is Bank Nifty closing 0.44%, 170 points on मुहूर्त डे. ठीक है, दोनों का काफी छोटा कैंडल था उस दिन पर, अंडरस्टैंडेबली सो, सिर्फ 1 आवर का सेशन था इसलिए. And overall, if we look at the moving averages just to get an idea, apples comparison करने के लिए 20 MA ट्रेल कर रहा है अभी. Past में भी we have seen my mouse's scroll wheel is not working well, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I'll use the touchpad. Previously हम लोग ने देखा है कि 20 MA roughly it has managed to trail, which is a good sign. And if it continues to do that, possibly, यहाँ से ऊपर जा सकता है. Again, I don't want to say uh, perma bull जैसे, but there is still a chance given that this first line of defense is held. Now कहाँ से momentum आना शुरू हो सकता है, ये level से 4180 के आसपास से approximately, because this is where it will actually break out above the previous price rejection zone, especially here जो प्री मुहूर्त ट्रेडिंग का जो सेशन था, मुहूर्त ट्रेडिंग के पहले 4160 का लेवल, वहां से भी सीन स्विफ्ट रिजेक्शन. 15 मिनट चार्ट जनरली आई डोंट डू इन दीज सेशंस, बट दिस इज जस्ट टू शो यू कि कितना शार्पली हायर लेवल से नीचे आ गया था. एंड ये लेवल से भी 40,000 से भी नीचे आ गया था. सो अगर वो तोड़ सकता है देन इट्स अ गुड साइन.
ओके, ये जो मुहूर्त ट्रेडिंग डे की मोमबत्ती है, मोमबत्ती इज कैंडल एक्चुअली, सॉरी, तो ये कैंडल है, इज दिस कॉल्ड इनसाइड बार?
Yeah, I mean, it is inside the previous bar. So, वो हिसाब से हाँ. But if someone looks on Google, तो शायद they might not feel कि अरे ये तो मतलब एकदम बीच में नहीं है, साइज अलग है, अलग है. But हाँ, in terms of what the core concept represents, it's an inside bar because it is inside the previous bar. But I don't think कि we can consider it this as a valid inside bar क्योंकि एक ही घंटा ट्रेड हुआ था. We don't know, it was just a token type of trading, reduced volumes, probably just people sitting on the fence looking at the
But I
cricket
think
match.
there are three people talking amongst each other. I can see from here. They want to know, how does one trade inside bar?
Inside bar, it is, see, this is like one of those textbook things जहाँ पे inside bar और doji और spinning top का सब एक ही फंडा होता है. In fact, most of the things in technicals, it is based on one very popular and one very common concept, that is हाई को तोड़ता है क्लोजिंग बेसिस पे तो इट इज बुलिश, यू कैन बाय. लो को तोड़ता है क्लोजिंग बेसिस पे, इट इज नॉट बुलिश एंड यू कैन सेल इफ यू वांट टू.
ब्रिलियंट स्ट्रेटेजी. ऐसी स्ट्रेटेजी जो आपको पैसा बना दे. आपको ध्यान में रखना है, रिस्क मैनेजमेंट करना है. बैंक निफ्टी एक्चुअली went up by 171 points within that 1 hour, and the range was 220 points. So that was a good thing, I in fact. बट अगर आप इसका इंट्राडे का चार्ट देखेंगे तो 15 मिनट ऑल्सो विल डू. दिस इज एक्चुअली, इट इज हैंगिंग इन द एयर. And this kind of pattern we have seen earlier in Nifty in particular. I remember KR had shown in his daily videos quite a few islands which were hanging, in the air. And then those gaps that have been created are the gaps that were filled during the course of the fall that had taken place. I think four or five gaps were filled, and one more gap is pending. That is what I remember. I am not sure, but the viewers can check for themselves because they also need to learn. खाली वीडियो देखने से काम नहीं बनता है ना. So let's get going. I think from my side there is one more. There are two more points. FIIs keep selling. So you please look at the insights which will be there in the document related to this video. FIIs have sold even in that 1 hour 328 crores, and DIIs could buy only 39 crores. So net there is selling of 250 crores plus, and India VIX has come down. That is surprising. So India VIX coming down. If it goes down below 15, then it's a great thing for the prices to go up, but 15.75 indicates that the range may be narrower, at least for tomorrow, unless because of FTSE hitting 52-week high, Nifty jumps. What do you say?
I say ki looks like all the foreign institutional investors have managed to pay for the Diwali rasgullas and sweets and bonuses that they give by selling. And उसके अलावा अगर हम लोग देखते हैं, then see, I think given that it's at such an important point, previously भी हम लोग ने जब भी देखा है, when the price comes down, whether we look at bank nifty or whether we look at nifty, प्राइस नीचे आने के बाद एक दो दिन वैसे वैसे का वैसा ही रहता है वो, एंड देन इट शोज अस सम वियर्ड गैप, ऊपर नीचे कुछ तो ऐसा दिखाएगा. लास्ट टाइम वी सॉ इट हैपनिंग ऑन द डाउन साइड हियर. सी वी सी दिस डोजी. उसके पहले भी डाउन साइड का गैप था. सो जनरली आई थिंक दिस इज व्हाट इट्स बिहेवियर हैज बिन नाउ. So now it has come down. So whether you would look at ये वाला नीचे आया, एक पुल बैक जैसा दिया एक कैंडल का, और उसके बाद नीचे आए फिर से दूसरा पुल बैक दे रहा है, और यू लुक एट दिस वन एज अ यू नो एज अ वन मूव. स्टिल इधर वे आई थिंक थोड़ा सा कंसोलिडेशन होने के चांसेस जरूर है, especially because I think people themselves are quite confused as they always are, that ठीक है 18,000 beat हो गया, is this Diwali dhamaka sale, or are we heading towards that, in the words of those perma bulls, that are we heading towards nifty 9,000 और वो सब.
Burma Bears.
हाँ, Perma Bears. So again, I feel that it might be a few sessions of indecisiveness unless we see some gap, and then it sort of gives us a move in the opposite direction. That has happened in the past. So let's see. Again, my levels are my levels. So मैंने जो levels बोले उसके हिसाब से ही करूँगा. फिर जो भी होता है वो, whether it goes up, ठीक है, above 960, above 18K, it's a good sign. If it goes down, then I've spoken about the levels in the past as well, but we can see them here in the chart 2 key. So right now this gap has been held, as you are said. उसके बाद ये वाला है, देखते हैं क्या होता है, and we've got the 50 MA line also. So couple of important levels there.
Okay, I think let's move on to the charts because people are asking for quick winding up. They're saying एक तो दिवाली में हमको इतना बैठाते हो आप लोग, बहुत काम करवाते हो.
Yeah. So, ठीक है, Reliance 50 MA. Many people are asking for which stocks to buy during Muhurat
Yes.
trading and Diwali and all of that. Probably a good pick 50 MA के आसपास है. आता नहीं है generally. ये पिछला एक साल has been roughly 1 year has been a bit of an anomaly for Reliance in the otherwise good strong trend that we've seen so far. And it might be a good level. अगर ये तोड़ता है तो हाँ, it's not that it won't break. It's not कि मुकेश अंबानी is here sitting filling all the sell orders and buying himself, but it might just be a good RR trade, especially better RR than these 2600 levels and all.
Yes, though we are not SEBI registered, I am still giving a disclosure that we have a position in running in Reliance. I have bought exactly for the reason that KR just mentioned, 50. DMA.
या नेक्स्ट अप HDFC बैंक, उसने तोड़ा है 50 DMA, विच इज नॉट अ गुड साइन. बट देन फॉर HDFC बैंक हम लोग ने पहले ही लेवल्स की बारे में बात भी की है, दैट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इट इज दिस जोन, राइट? दिस जोन, रफ जोन जो है 1590 का, 1600 साइक का. I tend to give 10-20 points here and there. So if we are talking about holding 1600, I feel 1580 tak ka generally, based on price moves that I have observed, it happens 20 points here and there till the 80 level. उसके नीचे थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है. सो इफ दैट इज नॉट रिस्पेक्टेड, मतलब अगर 1580 के आसपास रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करता तो 1530 है. इट्स अ बिट, इट्स अ वाइल डाउन, मतलब इट्स अराउंड 40-50 पॉइंट्स डाउन. But still, I mean, this is what the level that I had marked earlier, and that would also bring it very close to the 200 MA, which is pretty crazy.
But I have a feeling that HDFC Bank may eventually lose its shine because ये काफी खड़ूसगिरी दिखा रहा है. To be very frank, it is not behaving the way a leading bank should be behaving, and I think it is really getting frightened of Kotak Bank and ICICI Bank. So it has to be shown its place by the investors at the right price level. I think that is one of the reasons why the prices are not going up, because there is something which is cooking. And to be very frank, I had traded in HDFC Bank. You can watch the options video and how I lost out heavily in that. But HDFC Bank, in my opinion, is losing its shine, and we have actually reduced our position considerably. And considerably माने 5-6 हज़ार शेयर्स थे भी नहीं. वैसे 50-100 शेयर्स थे, उसमें से ऑलमोस्ट 25% इज ओनली रिमेनिंग नाउ. सो it is, in my opinion, we have to just ignore the cranky and crying child for now. Look at the ones which are doing well.
Speaking of ones that are doing well, we are looking at Infosys. 1700 के ऊपर है, consistent higher high higher low except for मुहूर्त सेशन. ठीक है, not bad. 50 MA के आसपास है. So it's going to be an important level for Infosys as well. बट सो फार तो उसने, हम लोग ने यहाँ पे नीचे भी था तभी मैंने बोला था कि ठीक है, 1670 एज का लेवल उसने पहले भी रिस्पेक्ट किया है, शायद अभी भी रिस्पेक्ट करेगा. देखते हैं क्या होता है. नेक्स्ट अप इज एच डी एफ सी वन मोर स्टॉक, जिसके बारे में हम लोग ने पहले बात किया है. फॉर दिस आई हैव टू गो टू द 1 आवर चार्ट बिकॉज दैट्स वेयर यू विल अंडरस्टैंड द लेवल्स बेटर. तो लेवल्स में हम लोग ने बात की है ये वाले लेवल की, ब्रॉड लेवल की, जो 2920 के ऊपर आता है. एंड आफ्टर दैट वी स्पोकन अबाउट अ लेवल विच इज राइट एट 2900. फिलहाल तो दोनों ही लेवल से रेजिस्टेंस मिला है, बट इट हैज फॉर्म्ड कंसिस्टेंट हायर लोज, विच मीन्स कि अगर ये वाला पहले ये वाला बेस टूटता है जो 2880 के नीचे है, 2870 के नीचे है, तो वो दैट instantly becomes a anomaly because in the past we have not seen that happening. past माने पिछले 1-2 हफ्ते में. तो अगर वो होता है then I think it's the first sign of first sign of apparent weakness मैं बोलूंगा. अगर नहीं होता, if we continue seeing the higher lows being formed, then I do think it has got a good chance of actually breaking out even about 2920 and all.
I think looking at this HDFC Bank and HDFC, this, candles, I think you should take a poll on your channel to know how many of these viewers are traders or investors, because we may be talking to them from trading point of view, but they may be investors. So it will be a good idea to know. What do you say, friends? Why don't you आप लोग भी कुछ बोलना भाई? At least you can talk via comments and all that, right? You can get in touch with KR. He has got a list of ways in which you can get in touch with him, because it is very important for you to know what is your time frame, what is your vision. Over to you.
Yeah, because it does not make sense, right? I said in the past, matlab 1-2 हफ्ता. For you, in the past might mean 5-7 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a valid point that UR has made here. नेक्स्ट आईसीआईसीआई बैंक, हम लोग ने पहले बोला था 800 तोड़ेगा, तो देयर इज अ गुड चांस इट विल कम डाउन फर्दर. नॉट कम डाउन फर्दर, बट आई थिंक ट्रेडिंग व्यूज लिमिट हैज एग्जॉस्टेड. सो नाउ आईसीआईसीआई बैंक, दिस इज दैट्स इट, इट्स एट इट्स एक्सटेंशन. नेक्स्ट अप कोटक बैंक, इट अपीयर्स गुड, 2050 के ऊपर है. Next up, SBI. It appears good. Indecisive candle. Anyway, we'll catch you in the comments or something next. Happy trading.